Henshin Inspection presents Going Ultra. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Join me as I talk about Ultraman Blazar Episode 1, First Wave. So the first thing I want to say is that I like that Gento is a proven hero. Not only is he a captain, not only has he moved up in the ranks and we know that he has competency, but beyond that, we know that he has helped people before out of serious jams. He's been in situations where people's lives have been in danger, he's put himself on the line, and he's gone forward and protected people. So already he's a hero. You kind of get that, speaking about Ultraman in context, you get that a little bit with maybe the SSSP with Shin Hayata, because there's no proof that he isn't a hero, but it's never cited specifically in what I've seen of the show, which is first 8 or so episodes, that he did something big. And Gento is in a world of kaiju, and the continuity, what I know of the continuity between Ultra Q and Ultraman is a little hazy, so I couldn't say if there are definitely kaiju is like an ongoing thing, and the Science Patrol has been combating them all this time, because they didn't have an Ultraman before it. They were just tiny, or they were just, people on the ground fighting kaiju, and it would have been a whole different circumstance. Anyway, regardless of that, talking about Blazar, I like that he's a proven hero. I like that he is calm, and he's mature, and he's a captain. He's helping to lead people and to inspire people, and that his big criticism, so to speak, of one of his subordinates and kind of somebody who's a little more green, at least in that elite unit, assume it elite unit, is that he's forgetting that everybody's going to come home, and he's going to do everything he can to make that happen. And what I like about that is that he's kind of full of it, because later on when he puts himself in danger and triggers somehow the Blazar brace and stone manifesting on him, he is talking to a guy who says, like, you're full of it, you would have told me to leave you behind, even though you're telling me that I'm not going to leave you behind. And that's cool, because he's definitely heroic, and his character is proven to the people around him, the people who he's serving with, and I really like that. That's really nice that he's such a great, laudable guy. And that's really cool. I like heroic heroes, noble, heroic heroes. Yeah, I like a guy who's a little dark sometimes. Fukumachi from Guyver, if you know who I'm talking about, you know. I definitely like that, but I also like these good, standard, not necessarily by the book, but like these noble guys who are like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can to save whoever I can in whatever situation. And I meant Agito Makishima, not Fukumachi. Fukumachi's the straight-laced, good guy, nice guy. Makishima's the one you got to watch out for. And that's why I like him. I don't know if that is what made this weird feral Ultraman who was passing by, or who knows what, come into contact with him or resonate with Gento or what, but it is interesting that all of a sudden he's just there, and then this brace appears on him, and then he is forced to transform into this giant savage who's climbing up buildings and jumping down on them, or jumping down on the kaiju, and then like ripping off its armor carapace thing and then hitting it with it, which is a great classic Ultraman, well, I guess I was going to say Kamen Rider move, but Kamen Rider stole it from Ultraman, which is great, because you should steal things when they're wonderful, and just say it's an homage. That's what you do. Anyway, so yeah, I really love that. I absolutely love what a savage he is, what a beast he is. It is really fantastic. You get to see that in the original Ultraman too. He's knocking off limbs, he's knocking off horns, he's using them to stab the kaiju that he's fighting and things like that. And I really have not a ton of familiarity with Ultraman. Like, I really like Ultraman Z. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times now, and it's such a great show. I love how it gives this context to kaiju, and it like figures out how to place kaiju in the world, but it starts off with just kaiju are a threat, kaiju are enemies, and we must destroy them no matter what. And then you get some nuance. You get some nuance, and you get some characterization and some struggle for Hikari. And Haruki, not Hikari, Haruki. Anyway, and then, but like here, we're in the beginning stages, you get to see the Savage Beast, but it turns out that Gento wakes up on the floor, very close to where he had transformed into Blazar, and he's not even sure what happened. He pulls the Blazar stone out of his pocket, I think, or maybe it's clutched in his hand as he's passed out, and he realizes, oh, this wasn't all a dream. There's something going on here. Actually, that's in the preview for the next episode, that it wasn't a dream. I skipped ahead to the next episode for other reasons, but I won't talk about right now. But anyway, he looks at the stone and he realizes something's going on here, and he's like shocked, and it like freeze frames on him, this like shocked face of, I don't know what's going on, I don't exactly know what just happened, and this is crazy. And it's cool because you get to see some moments when the Blazar suit actor is there. He like looks at his hands and is kind of like, huh, what's going on? And then he slowly starts to ramp up his intensity and his ferocity in his fighting. And after kind of stumbling around, well, I don't know if he's stumbling around because he's so brutal and like such a savage fighter, or if he's stumbling around because he's like getting used to the body. I can't quite tell because Gento doesn't seem to remember being Blazar, and that reminds me of something from Guyver as well, from the old 12 episode OVA. Yeah, 12 episode OVA. Something happens to the Guyver Unit 1, because there's 3 of them in the show. Guyver Unit 1, something happens to him, and the armor's defenses kind of kick in, and he just becomes a slaughter machine, and he doesn't quite remember. Like, he knows he killed, well, he knows he did stuff, but he doesn't quite remember, and then eventually he remembers, and it causes him issues. I don't think we're going to have that sort of thing happen in Blazar. I don't think it's going to turn out that this Bazonga, that this Bazonga kaiju was like, you know, someone's dad, or like, you know, in some way connected to him emotionally that's going to cause issues for him down the line. I don't think they're going to do that same thing, especially because I believe the guy who worked on Z is the same guy who's working on this as the director, so he shouldn't, or the producer maybe. Anyway, he's having a lot to do with the main thrust of the show, so I wouldn't think he'd retread that ground. I hope not. Let's see. I really look forward to finishing all of Blazar in a sprint as I race towards Ace, I believe it is. Is that what it is? The new one coming out 2024. Anyway, yeah, I like the guy. I like kind of the setup of what's going on here. I like how alien it is, and I like how just thrown into it we all are. And like, there's not even like title cards and stuff explaining things to you. It's just, here's some action, watch it unfold, and see as things get crazier and crazier. It was a lot of fun. The best thing was the, just like how feral, it's like almost comedic and laughable how crazy Blazar gets to be. He's like jumping and like, you know, like trilling and stuff like at the kaiju. What was cool was it seemed like it was Gento in there, like recognizing that behind him was one of his guys that he was trying to protect, who he actually went over to before the building was going to fall, and he caught it and pushed it back up and then started fighting Bazonga. And he's like trilling, and then like he's like doing this like to call him away, like to get him away from that guy so he doesn't actually kill him, like that. So he doesn't accidentally kill him with debris or whatever, and he saves the guy by being a weirdo, and by being a deadly weirdo. And I like that. I guess I like that in my superheroes too. I like them to be very noble, but then be deadly weirdos. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to keep up with me. Like and share to help me reach more people like you. And go to mjmunoz.com to find your next favorite thing. And don't forget to let your voice be heard. Stories are always better when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well. This is MJ signing out. This has been a Story Over Everything production.